Peter, you're from Slovakia. What's there to see? I'm going to visit the capital. What do you recommend me to visit? I get this question pretty often, and my answer is always the same. Don't visit the capital. Of course, we have the glorious Bratislava castle with this nice view, but there's really no reason to visit the capital. But there's one reason to visit northern Slovakia. This is the reason.
"4:20 a.m. Nobody wakes up at this hour." You know that cool little trick when someone throws clothes on you and then you're suddenly dressed? Well, that's not gonna happen. This is what I call a very rich breakfast. Even if you're not hungry, you have to eat. It's crucial. We're running late. Let's go.
So you may be wondering why my cameramen are not here, why Vlad and Ludo are not here. They were scared, so I had to place an ad in a local newspaper looking for a very cheap cameraman who would live in this region. There was just one reply, just this guy. His name is Jožo, and he told me he was extremely cheap, and he also told me he likes mountains. I'm not sure what to think about it. Jožo, please shut the fuck up, I'm trying to explain who you are. Jožo here is going to accompany me, and we're gonna attempt to climb the highest mountain in Slovakia, the Gerlach, which is a part of the High Tatras. In my opinion, it's the most beautiful heritage of my country. We're about to have an incredibly physically demanding hike, and it's gonna be so much fun. Hopefully. Ja som Peťo. Ahoj. Ahoj, ahoj. To our starting point. So I'm not sure if it makes sense to carry this because it's gonna be a pretty physically demanding hike, so as always I'm gonna use my phone as always. There's an incredible scenery that's in front of us. You have to look at this. Misho, the guide, told us that the fun part begins right now. Jožo, are you ready? Gerlach stands at an altitude of 2,655 meters, which makes it the highest peak in the whole Carpathian mountain range. With an elevation of 1 kilometer, the ascent is only for people in good shape. So why is Jožo accompanying me? We just came to a place called Sedlo nad Kotlom. Jožo, why are you not holding the camera? Why is the guide holding the camera? You're supposed to be the cameraman. We're like in 1/4 of the hike, and you haven't had the camera in your hands so far. Do you realize that? What am I paying you for? Tell me, what am I paying you for?
Yes, pay me. So you will pay me after.
Be careful, Jožo. Be careful.
I need the vodka!
I'm not responsible for you, Jožo. I'm not responsible. Our tempo is pretty deadly. We're going pretty fast. That's why I don't have time to film a lot. But I promise I'm gonna attach the GoPro soon, so you're gonna have a first view experience of the High Tatras. Wow. Look at the panorama. Where's the sun? Okay, this looks much better. We're having a little break here. Gerlachovský štít.
Look!
What?
Paper towel.
Gerlachovský štít is right there. That is Poland to the right. And we may actually see Hungary. Yep, that is Hungary. The guide just gave us this. You want to try this?
Is that the drug?
It's actually magnesium and other minerals because you're losing a lot of salt and minerals throughout the trek. So you have to be refilling them. Cheers. And don't forget the sugars. Raisins, ladies and gentlemen. Raisins. All right, GoPro's here. Let's go. Look at that. Holy cow. The highest peak of Slovakia. The Gerlachovský štít with the Slovak cross. This is a typical cross that can be found also on our flag. How do you feel, Joshku? We did it. We did it, Joshku.
Do you have a cigarette now?
We made it in like 3 hours and 15 minutes, which is a pretty average regular time for the hike. I would recommend this hike for everyone who has at least a bit experience with hiking and mountaineering. Definitely not for beginners, but also not that advanced. You were a beginner and you made it. Are you a beginner? I have no clue who you are. There was basically no climbing. It was pure hike with maybe a few elements of climbing. Very, very enjoyable. The weather was incredible. The sceneries were impressive. We're gonna take some pictures and then the descent, which sometimes is even harder than the ascent. The High Tatra Mountains are single-handedly the most visited place in Slovakia. Tourists all around the world love it for their majestic peaks, glorious waterfalls, and an exceptionally clean air. However, what stands out are the crystal-clear glacier mountain lakes called Plesa. Doesn't look like Slovakia at all. Magical, absolutely magical. Look at the surroundings. Another thing that's magical in our country are these mountain lakes called Plesa, or singular Pleso. This one is called Batizovské pleso. One of our most famous and recognized places is called Štrbské pleso, but that one is very, very mainstream, so I prefer this one. Look, there's nobody around. So our hike to the highest peak of Slovakia is over. We made it in 7 hours. If you ever visit Slovakia, this is a must. No matter if it's winter, spring, summer or fall, come here and do any of the hikes. You don't need to do this one. This one is kind of hard, but there are dozens of hikes around. I promise it's gonna be worth it. Huge thanks to Misho. We couldn't ask for a better guide. If you'd like to attempt to climb to the highest peak of Slovakia or do another hike with the guide, because you cannot go to Gerlachovský štít without the guide, go with him. The link to his website is in the description. Misho, thank you so much. You are a great guide. And huge thanks to Bacha. Bacha, this is not Jožo, this is actually Bacha, my friend. He doesn't smoke, he played his part really, really well. Because I wanted to make it a bit entertaining. You know, nobody cares about people hiking. It's just hiking. There's just like B-rolls and beautiful music, so I wanted to spice it up with his character of a half-drunk Polish guy who just bitches about everything. So huge thanks to him.
It was honor.
Yes, his English is very poor. And now off to another entertaining thing that we absolutely deserve. Let's go. Sorry, this is not the place. I just needed to take a quick shower in the glorious Hornad River. Just a few minutes from the High Tatras. You may actually remember the name Hornad River. Tatra Mountains and the Hornad River. Oh, it's freezing cold. Just 9 degrees Celsius. Anyway, time to entertain ourselves before we pass out. Welcome to Triclandia. It's supposed to be a really crazy place. I don't know what's so crazy about this. Oh. Cannot see anything crazy. It's a place with no gravity here in the High Tatras, in a small village of Starý Smokovec. Who needs space? In fact, Triclandia is a visual art gallery full of attractions that trick your brain and create amusing optical illusions. Like this hotel room. You think just a classic hotel room, right? But there's something wrong with it. Look, dozens of Peters. The dream of every woman. Oh fuck, this is gonna be so hard to censor. So we're entering the never-ending library, which means that my book is somewhere out there. Huh. I wonder where. Probably somewhere at the top. Oh yeah, there it is. My book. Okay, we're entering a really confusing maze. Let's see what this labyrinth can offer. Oh, okay, I'm confused right now. I'm lost. What the hell is wrong with this light? Where are we? Imagine having epilepsy here. Fuck. Oh! I'm almost there, I'm almost there. We made it. Wow, such a cool place. Triclandia is the first trick art gallery in Central Europe and definitely a place to visit after a tough hike in the Tatra Mountains. By the way, speaking of Tatra Mountains, is there a better way to end an episode about the High Tatras than having a shot of Tatra tea? Out of all the alcohols typical for Slovakia, this is the high-end one. In the past, people living in these mountainous regions of northern Slovakia were mixing herbs, tea and honey with strong spirits and drinking it for health benefits. Tatra tea is a modern version of this traditional drink and you have to try it if you ever visit Slovakia. There are 14 versions of Tatra tea, some lighter and some stronger. And we're finishing this episode by trying the original one with 52% of alcohol. That's a pretty strong one. Wow.
Na zdravie, na zdravie.
Wow, tastes like tea that makes you warm inside. Wow, great flavor. Definitely one of my favorites when it comes to alcohols and spirits, typical for Slovakia. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this more adventurous episode that showed you the natural beauties of my tiny European country. Like it if you liked it, and see you next time.